Welcome to the Story Apothecary, a podcast filled with healing and medicinal stories. My name is Nana Tomova, and I'm a traditional storyteller and a pharmacist, and stories are medicines which I dispense. In this podcast, you'll find my prescriptions of stories for the body, mind, heart, soul, and for the earth. So I invite you to join me as we enter the healing world of stories together. Hello and Merry Christmas. I wanted to record just a little story for you to listen along with loved ones, with family, open the presents, and have a story as company. This one comes from the Ukraine, and I know that it's one of my friend Hannah's favourite stories. So I think of her as I tell you this. I hope you like the Christmas spiders. There was once a widow that lived with her children in a tiny, small, cramped house with a leaky roof and a creaky door. And it was so creaky that a draft came in. They had no money for wood. They had no money for heating. And she fixed all the blankets that had holes in them with string in a trembling hand full of cold that held the needle. But she loved her children. They loved their mother. It was a small family and they did the best that they could. She would save the last bit of food for Christmas Eve, for important dates, for birthdays, and the rest of the time the family knew they had to go without. And so when they lay their heads down in their pillow, their bellies crumbled. They felt so hungry. But they soothed each other with stories, with songs. They had quite an imagination. One day, as the wind blew, a pine cone dropped from the tree outside, and it took root. And the children noticed it first. A few weeks in, as the water from the rains watered that little pine cone, it grew, and they nurtured it. They watched it with hawk eyes, and they told stories about this tree, and they wondered what kind of a tree it would be, what kind of a shape it would have. Would it lean to the left or to the right? What kind of personality it would have? And it grew, and it grew, and it grew, and it made them happy. And pines grow quite quickly, and within just a year or two, it was a beautiful little tree. The seeding was tended to. And, well, it was going to be their Christmas tree. They'd never had a Christmas tree before. It was too expensive to buy, it was a luxury, and they just couldn't go and cut one at the time. They weren't free to take. It was a sort of thing that rich families had, and so they didn't even think about cutting it down. They knew that they'd want to celebrate this tree to be their Christmas tree, but they'd watch it from the house, and it will be where it was, where the seedling had taken root. They made plans about how to decorate the tree. They had such exciting plans about a star across the top, about candles, and about all manner of things that would go round and round the tree, and the mother knew she had no money to buy any ornaments, any decoration. It was deciding how much they would feed, how much food they would have on the table. And often she went without so that her children could eat. There was no way that they could afford decorations. And so she was sad, and she went to sleep. She told her children that no matter, the tree was beautiful. And no matter it couldn't be decorated, the stars in the sky and the moon, well, they would shine upon it. And they would have a good Christmas, as good as can be. And they had each other. And you knew that was true. The children and the widow accepted their fate. They went to bed on that Christmas Eve, the tiny tree, its branches bare, and they slept. But the spiders in the house, the spiders outside of the house, they all came together and they began to speak. And all the spiders in the house had been left to live there. The cobwebs in the corners, the cobwebs on the walls, on the ceilings. They deserved as much as a home as the family did. They deserved to be warm. They deserved to have shelter. They had been left there, and I heard the children's sobs, and they decided to make a plan. During the night, as all slept, all the spiders from the house and all the spiders from outside the house in the garden, they came together and they began to spin intricate webs on the tree, silver thread, a gossamer, beautiful and strong, that went round and round and round. And early in the Christmas morning, as the light came through the window, the children cried, "Mother, Mother, wake up and see the tree, see the tree. It's beautiful." And their mother rose to find that during the cold night, the spiders had spun its web around the fragile branches. And as the rays of the sun came through and crept along the branches of the tree, the glow of the sun touched the silver threads of a spider, turning each one into thread of silver and thread of gold. It was a beautiful tree. The first tinsel, the first decorations made from the web of spiders. And from that day forward, that family lived happily. And from that day forward, they told everybody they knew how the spiders made their tree beautiful. And that tree stayed with them year after year. It was a favourite Christmas tree. It was the tree that reminded them that miracles and hope exist and are possible. Happy Christmas. If you want to hear some more stories for this time of year, join me to hear stories of vampires and ghosts and creatures of the night, which are told traditionally in Bulgaria between Christmas and the 6th of January, when the veil is at the thinnest. It is called the dirty days, the unholy days, and all the dark creatures walk the world. So join me to listen to spooky stories with wonderful spooky music and accompaniment. Link is in the bio. I wish you a beautiful day and a happy new year, and see you in 2025, I hope.